How do Harley Davidson plan to rule the world? RevelatorAlf. Hello, so how are Harley Davidson going to rule the world? How are they planning to do it? Well, I've been doing a bit of digging, bit of research here, and whilst there are other motorcycle manufacturers out there, and some are bigger and some are a lot smaller, of course, and everybody's sort of fighting for market share and all that kind of stuff, how are Harley Davidson going to do it? Well, they've changed their strategy over the last couple of years, haven't they? But when they're releasing their bikes, and they're kind of drip feeding a lot of this information and new models and all that kind of stuff, as opposed to just flooding the market with all their bikes at one time. But maybe this whole new way of doing things from them, well, maybe it's some kind of plan, some plot to take over the world. And I'm not just talking about them as a company with the old traditional cruisers and tourers. I'm kind of talking about the way they've gone into the electric market, the way they've separated themselves from they've generated a new company as well. And there's going to be new technology coming from that company into Harley Davidson. It seems as if there's some stuff going on behind the scenes, and maybe the next 2 or 3 years we might find out what their grand plan is. My glasses are all steaming up. There we go. Ooh. What are they planning? Well, they're planning obviously new bikes, just as every other manufacturer are, and they're planning, to bedazzle you with different colours and different concepts and all this kind of stuff. I've criticised them in the past about what they're doing, how they're attracting new riders, and all that. And I'm sure you would agree that there's some issues there as well. But as far as motorcycle companies, they seem to be the ones that are the most exciting at the moment. Most of the other manufacturers, I don't know if this is a COVID thing, I don't know if this is a new world order, as it were, but most of the other manufacturers are a little bit boring. There's not a lot coming out, and I think this is a lot to do with the whole global economy and COVID and all that kind of stuff. But Harley Davidson are the only ones who seem to be generating some interest at the moment, generating new motorcycle models. And I think this is where they've succeeded, where others have failed. Yeah, they've recovered a little bit in terms of, market share and sales figures and all that kind of stuff. But coming out with this new engine, that Revolution Max engine, and the Pan America, and the Sportster S, and all this other stuff they're coming in, they kind of changed direction. They're showing the world that, they're not the same old company anymore. And maybe we got it all wrong. Maybe I got it wrong this whole time. Maybe they knew what they were doing the whole time. I don't know. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Let us know what you think. Are they the company of the future, the manufacturer of the future? What about the likes of Honda, Suzuki, Triumph? Any other brand that you can think of? Do they have that same level of excitement? Possibly Triumph, with their new range. Possibly, Suzuki, Yamaha. They haven't really done much this year, the last couple of years. Yeah, Suzuki come out with the new Hayabusa as well. Nice. Honda. They've come out with the new models, but I wouldn't say there's anything to really grip you. But Harley Davidson do seem to be making an effort. Now, is it working? Is it going to be the best thing on sliced bread? I doubt it, but at least they're giving it a go. And I think the way they've separated the petrol side from the electric side, I think it's going to pay dividends in the future. Technology is going to change as well. The new engine, the way they can work that engine into creating lots more models. Yeah, so how are they going to rule the world? I think it's this new plan, this drip feeding of new tech, just like the likes of Google do. They periodically bring something out, just like the likes of Apple or any other big corporation out there. They just keep the excitement flowing. They say, okay, we've got a new product coming out, there's another product coming out. They're very tight-lipped about what the new product will be. There's not many leaks anymore. Especially this last year, they haven't really leaked anything at all. They've been very, very sneaky about the kinds of information that they have been releasing as well. There's been a few slip-ups along the way, but I think they are copying the model, the marketing model, let's say, of other big companies. Whereas the other mainstay motorcycle manufacturers, they're still doing the same old stuff. I'm steaming up again. Why am I steaming up again? Crazy. So there we go. Let us know in the comments below. Do you think that this is the big plan? Do you think this Harley Davidson plan is working? Do you think they're better at this now than the other motorcycle manufacturers? I went to a couple of shows recently, and I've got to say, I thought they were really flat. I thought the whole show was really flat, and I thought the whole vibe about the new bikes, there wasn't much to sink your teeth into, apart from a couple of notable exceptions. Harley Davidson were always going to be onto a losing wicket there, because their new bikes are coming out in January, or the new model launch is coming out in January, so they were a bit too early to be at that show. But other motorcycle manufacturers had already released their 2022 bikes, let's say, in this period, but there wasn't really a lot going on. Yamaha, for example, weren't even at the Motorcycle Live show. They had a little booth there, but that's about it. How weird was that? But there we go. I think we're set for global domination here. A bit of evil adversary of 007, let's say. A bit of a Spectre thing going on. I don't know, maybe. But I kind of get this feeling that they really thought about this, and they've really gone to town, and they've thought, right, we're going to change things up. We're going to change the way we not only produce our bikes, but also how we market them as well. And I think possibly they're winning the race right now. They're in the lead, let's say, put it that way. Let us know if you think I'm right or I'm wrong. You don't have to necessarily like Harley Davidsons. There's a lot to criticise. I know there is, but there's also a lot to love. But what do you think about them as opposed to other brands? Would you ever consider going to a Harley or an Indian, maybe, or a Honda? Honda do some great bikes as well. What's your flavour? What's your persuasion, as it were? Anyway, let us know. But lots of information on the website, lots of blog posts, lots of news items on there. Go and check it out. And there's a whole division of the petrol bikes, and also petrol manufacturers and the electric manufacturers as well there. Go check it out, RevelatorAlf.com. If you like the content here, subscribe, let us know, and I'll catch you again. Well, lots of rides, lots of videos coming. Oh yeah. Ta-da.